To give students a jumping off point, teachers can create templates for students using the org-wide share settings. So we're going to show an example for first grade. This is really great for our youngest students so that they kind of have a jumping off point when creating their Padlet. So what I did was I went ahead and created a timeline. I can add as many posts as I want to that will go ahead and give students maybe some direction on how many steps or what years or what stages they are going to add. And then when I go to share, notice that when I went to change privacy, I chose org-wide, so everybody in my organization, and then I chose to display this in the dashboard. I also just made this can read because students are going to be remaking this Padlet. And then I wanted to make sure that it said that people could remake the Padlet. So when I go into my settings here, you can have all the settings already made. So you can have the background, the color scheme, the fonts. I wanted to go ahead and have students' names attached to post. If you wanted to turn on reactions or comments, you could. I didn't require approval because this is going to be for individual students, but you want to make sure that this remake option is turned on. So once I get the template set up, we'll show what it's like for students. Once students are logged into the portal, they're going to find the Padlet backpack icon. And now notice that my first grade timeline template that I just created is sitting here. So I can go ahead and click on it to view the template. And then students are going to click the remake option. So they're going to remake and they're going to go ahead and copy all of the posts. And then notice how it says remake a first grade timeline template. I would probably have the student put their name here. And then they've got their template and you can have this titled whatever you want to and then submit. So now notice I am signed in as a student. Now these posts belong to the student. They can reorganize if need be. If they click on the three dots and edit post, they can go ahead and add anything to these posts. So that could be a picture, it could be a video, it could be audio. So they can then make that timeline interactive without having to start from scratch. Students have several options for sharing this timeline whenever they're done. So when they go to share, notice that it defaults to private. So if they just wanted to share with their teachers, the teacher could go in or they could go in and add the teacher's name here or email, or they could go to change privacy and they could say they want to have this secret, which just means people with the link can read. So if they just change that to secret and then save, they can go ahead and share the link. Now, depending on like with first grade, this may take a little bit of help, but they could copy the link to the clipboard. And then what the student could do is they could go ahead and add that to their Seesaw journal. And if the student was 3-5 or a little bit older, they could add that to any different management system. It could be Google Classroom or Canvas. But what the student would do is they would go ahead and say link. They would use Control-V to paste in that timeline link. And then when they click on the green check, that would be added to the student's journal for families to see and for the teacher to see. So they're going to remake the timeline template, and then the teacher can go in and either share it individually with them or have the student copy the link and share to Seesaw. As a quick reminder, if you access Padlet through the portal, you can have as many free Padlets as you want, and you can make templates using any kind of layout. So there are 7 to choose from. You could use Map or Shelf or Canvas, and that's great. The template is great, especially for individual students to have their own template. If you want to have a collaborative Padlet, you would simply share the link as anybody can write on the Padlet.